What's up, guys? Wanted to do a sort of different video this time. I'm not going to be showing any cards today. I haven't gotten any cards in the mail really since my last video, which has felt like probably a week or so ago. So kind of a slow period now for me. Slowest period certainly since post national. But I wanted to address a question I get a lot on my channel is why do I collect Hank Greenberg? And I guess I have to answer the question with how I began collecting baseball cards. I first found out, well, not found out because I knew baseball cards existed, but first was introduced to baseball cards back in 2002 when I was 12. My younger brother, who was 8 at the time, really collected a lot of 2002 tops. And I always told him, why are you making mom and dad spend money on these? They're such a waste of time, waste of money, blah, blah, blah. I was just being a conceited little teenager and wasn't allowing him to enjoy the fun. Fast forward to, let's see, I guess it was 2014. No, 2004. I'm sorry. 2004. For Hanukkah, I got one of those variety boxes from Toys R Us from one of my relatives, and I opened up the box, and I hit a J.C. Romero sticker autograph from like 2003 Donruss something or other, and I was hooked. Also in that, I hit like this really cool Ichiro insert that I'm not sure if I still have or not, but I was hooked at age 14 and went to a lot of local shows. And when I went to shows, I would just buy what I thought was cool, the cards I liked. Didn't really have a focus. At some point, probably around age 15, I joined the old Beckett message boards, which, if you were on the Beckett message boards back in the day before the transition to the new ones, was amazing. There were no blowout forums. There was no Freedom Cardboard. I'm sure Net 54 was a thing then, but I was not on it. So really, the Beckett message board was where it was at. And it was where I acquired a lot of my collecting knowledge. I would sit there and just refresh the forum and the baseball page to see what new topics came up and all that stuff. As I learned more about the hobby, I discovered that people had a focus. They were a team set collector, or they were a team collector, or set collector, or player collector, a type collector. And I kind of looked at my own collection. I saw that I didn't really have much of a focus at all. So, being a Jew and being, when I played baseball, a former first baseman, I thought that it was important for me to have a Hank Greenberg card because I knew his story. And I had actually done a book report on him in 7th grade that I don't know if I have the material for that anymore, but if I can find it at my parents' house, I'll certainly share it. So I acquired my first card. It was from 2004 Topps Tribute. It was like the game used bat. You see them all the time. They're a very common bat card. But then I bought a second card. It was like the 2004 Upper Deck Ultimate Swatches with like the die cut bat piece. And I think by my third card that I bought of him, I kind of knew that this was going to be my thing. Excuse me. However, it wasn't until I was a freshman in college when I bought my first vintage cards on eBay. I essentially bought like most of his basic player set, so that included all the play ball versions. 34 Gaudy. I bought a rookie card for like $45 that was really beat on eBay, and I bought it all pretty much my first semester of freshman year of college, and came back Thanksgiving to what was certainly a pile of packages waiting for me, which was so cool. But for those of you who don't really know about Hank Greenberg, he played in the 30s and 40s for the Detroit Tigers, and he really faced a lot of adversity at the time. Detroit was a traditionally very anti-Semitic part of the country, and there was a lot of anti-Semitic propaganda on radio, in the newspaper, and being that Hank played in Detroit, he faced a lot of that firsthand, even playing in Detroit, in front of his home fans in his home ballpark. So he, in a way, paved the way for Jackie Robinson to come in and make the impact that he did, because he faced a lot of that and helped Jackie through the rough parts of his career. Aside from being a fantastic slugger, he also served 2 tours of duty in World War II, and missed 4 years of from the prime of his career to serve his country. And he is one of a select group of baseball players from that era that missed a significant amount of time from their careers serving the war. And, he never thought of himself as a hero to people, or a role model, especially to Jews. He really wanted to just go there, go out and play baseball, what he loved to do. And I was so attracted to his story that the more I researched him, the more I knew that this is what I wanted to focus on. There is a cool article that was written by a friend of mine in the Jewish Daily Forward, which is a contemporary publication that writes about all things in Judaica. And a story about my collection was published in 2014, which is really, really fun to look back on and read. But if you wanted to look that up, you certainly could. And that's pretty much it. If you have any more questions about why I collect Hank or something more specific, I'm always happy to address them. But this is certainly one of the more common questions I get on my channel, especially in the comments. So guys, thanks for watching. I know I haven't shown any cards lately or at all, even this video. It's just me talking, so it's probably not the most entertaining video, but I hope you've learned something about my collection. And if any other questions, my collection, if any other questions come about, feel free to ask me. I'm always happy to discuss. See you guys, and maybe I'll get a card or two sometime soon. I have no idea. Goodbye.